It is Sunday. It's 9 p.m. European time or 1900 UTC, and we got a big crowd here today. Um, Tobias on my side here actually had a idea a couple of weeks ago about a European Digimode net. So we don't really know what we're doing here, but we're going to try. And the chirping you hear in the background is not WinLink. It's let's see if I can point the right way. It's Kjetil that's outside actually doing radio.
Yeah,
What we
this
gotta do?
tree is real.
Yeah, it's
it
actually
looks like green screen, but you're in fact outside. Fantastic.
yes, yeah. It's just green. But let's start with you, Tobias. Slabcat, you got a YouTube channel. Want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, it was, when I got back into ham radio during COVID, you know how it is. One thing leads to another, and then you think, hey, everybody has a spare mobile phone somewhere in a drawer. So I thought, hey, let's try this YouTube thing. And then it got a bit out of control with the purchases. Like, you buy a camera, you buy a LED light, and so now I try to make videos, but most of the time, life and job gets into the way. But when I have some spare time, I'd like to make a bit of content. And anybody who likes watching, you're welcome.
Yeah, and there's a link to your channel down below. So everyone, please do subscribe, and also to Walt over there, and Kjetil down there, and Bob down here. He's just got a blog. It's lb5jj.no, but it's in English. So, but welcome, Tobias, and thank you for this idea. I don't really know if we know what we're doing, but I figured we can start on FT8. Any thoughts on what band we start on, guys?
Yeah, 20 or 40, whatever.
Yeah. Let's start 20 first. 20's been good. Let me see if I can bring up a window here. And you can also share your screens so we can put them up if you catch anything or any viewers. And I see that Bert says that FT8 is ready. So let's try 20 and see. I'm just going to try to find the right window here to share. And Walt, you're new to Digimode, so you're here to learn. Isn't that correct?
That's absolutely correct. I'm here to gather some knowledge. I have this FX4CR radio, and it's Bluetooth, and I figured, you know what, I'm going to get an Android device. I know I'm probably starting in the hard point, and I should probably do this the right way. But I wanted to get something and start using this radio with all the features that it has, and start. They're going to kick me out of the FT8 haters club, but I'll be here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because what we're doing now, we're ruining ham radio. Isn't that correct?
Right. We are a disgrace for the community. No,
I've never been a hater. I've said that before. I was like, I just don't do it. It's something that.
I'm not gonna show your screen quite yet. There, I saw that.
Oh, I switched back to FT8 now. So
So let's see.
I think I see Bob LB5JJ.
Yeah, right? I just finished a QSO with Poland. So
okay, let me try if I can catch you.
Oh, looks like you're hearing someone there, Kjetil.
Yeah, I can see you. So let's see if we can reach each other. 20 meters within Norway is usually really bad. It's at least this far south.
Yeah, at least in southern Norway, but between southern and northern Norway, 20 usually works fine.
Yeah, we should use 60, 40, or 80 here. Maybe 30 even would work.
Yeah, I don't seem to hear you though.
Yeah, I'm running 10 watts, so that could be it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that could definitely be it. Because even though QRP is, let's see, I actually got someone here though, not you, but
okay,
got a little bit of a pileup here, an Italian station and a Slovenian station, and I'm sorry about that, Bob, but I'm covering your face when I show the chat messages.
That's okay.
And LB7 VJ checked in, and he's a new ham. He got his license about 2 weeks ago, and I gifted him a radio actually earlier this week to get him started on 2 meters. So next step is to get him on digimodes. As far as I know, he's got an old Yaesu FD840, which is could be tricky to get on digimodes.
Yep. There's another.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
There's a UK station also calling on the same frequency as you, Martin. So that could be why people don't hear you.
Yeah, I made a QSO though, so. But I can just halt this. And what I'm not able to do here, I can show your screen because you got waterfall up as well. So perhaps you want to explain that to Walt, the waterfall, and what the buttons do.
Yeah. This on the bottom here on the left, you can see all the messages that come in. And I usually set it to CQ only because there's so much traffic here. Otherwise, you get a lot of noise. On the bottom here, you can see it's in monitor mode, means that it's decoding automatically. Down here, this one is the TX frequency. That's the red bracket up here. That's where you will send. And RX here is the green one. So this one will move around with you. So if you double click someone, you can see here, this is the level that comes in, like they are 10 over. This is minus 23. So usually I try to send to someone strong, like this guy. So just double clicking, that will move me to 989, which is his frequency, and send message to him. So now it's TXing. Very important thing here is the one called TX even first. There are 2 time slots. Like there's the first slot and second slot. And the first slot is usually the one you TX in, as far as I've understood. And the second one is usually the one you RX in. So when you want to send, then you hook that one, like when you want to call CQ.
So, explain one thing to me. Something that the research I've done. Time and the time setting on your computer or tablet or whatever is critical, isn't it? You have to have it exactly within seconds of each other, correct?
Yeah. So I use one of these tools called Network Time Sync. It's an old one. So this one, it syncs. So I can update it. And you can see my offset now is 40 milliseconds.
Right.
This just runs every now and then. You can see this delta time here. That shows you the delta or the offset to that person. So it's a lot better now. So this is 0.4 seconds off. And I can still decode it.
Okay.
You can see now it saw that another guy was in a QSO with him, so it basically stopped me, so I don't sit there and spam over someone else.
Okay.
So just select somebody else, like this Italian guy, and it will send to him. Switched frequency, and now it's sending. But since I'm quite weak, I might not get one.
Yeah, but it's it's hard with QRP, but it's easier than sideband when doing QRP.
Oh yes, right. So I ran a lot of DX earlier this week, and you can see here there are at least 3 stations sending on the same frequency as this guy. Like it's the one I'm calling. This one is like 0.0005 kilohertz below him, and this one is on the same frequency. So
now Morten, you say it's hard with QRP, but like this weekend, we all know that the band conditions, we had a solar storm and band conditions were bad. When I got on the cluster, I saw no SSB. All I could see was FT8. It was just full of FT8. So this is a weekend I wish I was an FT8 operator this weekend. I had I work all week. I don't have time for radio. The weekend I'm off, and boom, there's the conditions are horrible. So it seemed like it would have been a great weekend for me to work FT8.
And if you see here, this is what you can do on weak conditions with FT8.
Yeah,
that's China. So
wow.
Yeah. Now I got the QSO here going.
I'm gonna
change. Tobias and I just finished the QSO, didn't we, Tobias?
Right. Yeah, it was a struggle, but we made it.
Yeah, worked really hard on that one.
Let's see here. Let's put Tobias up in full screen here so we can see his FT8. I'm just going to figure out how to do that, like this.
Yeah, it's probably blurry, but
Nice.
Yeah, it works.
you can also do
works
it
pretty
like
well.
this.
Oh,
So
wow.
here's the proof that I got him LB5JJ. So that was the
Yeah,
exchange.
and you're using JTDX, aren't you?
Correct. Yeah, I sort of got used to it because I like the coloring, and yeah, I don't think it matters. So there are various flavors of these FT8 tools. So the classic WJTX. I think there's even an extended version, and then there's JTDX.
Yeah, I used the SJTX improved, I think it is.
Right.
Just to test it. And I see that Bert comments you can check your time on time.is. Then you can see how much off your time is.
Yeah, I think I installed, what was it called? A tool called, I think, Minebag or so. So it just syncs up your PC. Obviously, that only works when you are, connected to the internet.
Yeah. And we all saw that on the Bouvet Island expedition.
Right.
Yeah, they were on the wrong slot, and that was basically because their time was off, from what I understood there. So,
one very nice feature of JTDX is you can actually sync to what you're hearing off the network. You can the software can make a guesstimate as to the time offset it should use. There's a sync feature. So I for that reason alone, I would recommend that, especially if you're going into parks or summits.
Okay.
Yeah, and this is what I use to sync time. I use a program called Dimension 4, and I actually sync my time every 2 minutes, just because I'm kind of obsessed about having correct time.
That's interesting. That's why I was asking. How much do you have to stay on top of time?
Within a couple of seconds, I think.
No, I mean, how
1 or 2 seconds.
How often do you check? How often do you check it, though? I mean, do you when you all of a sudden, okay, I'm not making any contact, something's wrong. Now I go check my time. Oh, that's what it was. Is that kind of how you?
You see, at least in JTDX, you see there's a column called DT. Delta time, probably, which tells you how much off you are compared to everybody else. So when you see something with 1 second or more seconds in there, that's definitely time to resync.
So you can watch it while you're operating. Then you can see yourself and see if you're behind or ahead or what have you.
Correct.
And the time you notice that you're not getting spot and you're not getting any QSOs, it's usually because your time is wrong.
I'm sorry I'm asking all these questions, but you know what? I'm a
go ahead.
Oh, and then maybe somebody can come back and watch this on stream and go, "Oh, that's how you do it." So I'll be the guy asking the dumb questions here. So
I mean, I think FT4, FT8, it's like eating chips. Yeah, I mean, you make one contact after the other, but it's also a bit boring. Yeah, so
it's boring, but it is exciting once you get that really good DX contact.
Well, you just said
that's right. China. Yeah, once you catch China or Japan, then it's fun.
Yeah,
and I'll be honest with you, I've never made an SSB QSO with either one of those countries.
Exactly.
And I've operated in Hawaii, and I couldn't get over to those guys. I could listen to AM radio, AMDX, like 10 different stations in Japan, and I couldn't get over their SSB. So. Yeah.
And William's here as well. So if you want to join us, I think most of us are calling CQ on 20. So if you want to get some of us in the log, feel free to do that. And Bert also noticed that, this was the one, that you can sync your time using FT8. And that's what that's called, JS Alert. It's one of the functions in JS Alert, I think, that can sync your time through there. But the 3 Yankee 0 Juliet expedition tried it, and it didn't work too well for them. It kind of averages the time of every station you can hear. And Bert says it's a JT sync.
That is in fact the same thing that happens in JTDX. The sync function in JTDX does the exact same thing, and for me that's been working wonders.
Yeah,
It's the same as you will get in FT or in J's 8 call. That also does time syncing for you. Or so the network would drift in time after a while, but as long as enough people sync, you will be good. But most
Exactly. You
people
just
will,
jump onto everybody else, basically, yeah, on the time that
Yeah.
everybody else is using.
but many people will use the GPS for this. Just the GPS over whatever. Hey, I just ran a QSO in the background here without watching the screen. That's a nice thing. You can just set it to CQ and somebody will answer you.
Yeah, and it'll finish the QSO.
Yeah,
And
Delta Bravo 9 Sierra Hotel. Don't know if he's there.
yeah, and Gunter's here. Welcome, Gunter.
Uncle Gunter, Uncle G. Good to see you.
And
Victor.
and there's actually, I'm going to show you another tool that's really nice when using Digimodes here, Walt. I'm just going to find the right window here, and that's PSK Reporter.
Yeah,
it shows you where you heard within a set time frame.
that's really cool. That is cool. I like that.
So
I usually like to filter it a lot more than that, though.
I've tried doing that, but I'm so used to seeing it this way that I feel that I'm losing information by filtering it.
You can try showing my screen if you want.
I can do that.
Yeah, that's an alternate view of it.
That's my preference as well. That's the way I set up my filters. So I only see my own spots. I think that's preferable.
That was
You just
cool.
hover over them, and then you can see how strong they heard you, minus 20 decibels. You can also go in there and say, for example, only FT8, only, for example, 20 meters if you're switching bands. So you can do a lot of things here. And I've have it set for 15 minutes here.
Morton, I noticed on your screen that it was more West Coast USA than East Coast. It looked like to me.
It's actually.
It's just because the names were covering, maybe.
Yeah, and I have, if you can see, the signal strength received is in that little blob here.
Yeah, you're kind of like from the middle of the USA West, and that's interesting because I guess you can see band conditions that way too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's an excellent tool of seeing how band conditions are, and I can see actually 2 Californians have heard me. And this is pretty much the right time of day to have QSOs with the West Coast.
Right. We call that the left coast, but that's okay.
Is that the opposite of the right coast? So in fact, it's the wrong coast, so to speak.
Well, I live in Virginia on the Atlantic coast. We call that the right coast, and the Pacific's the left coast. We won't go into that too deep, but you know what I mean.
We have the same thing on either side of the Oslo Fjord. Morten and I live on different sides of the Oslo Fjord, so we have that.
I live on the right side of the fjord.
Well, yeah, Morten lives close to Sweden. I know you guys have all the Swedish jokes too, right? Kind of like I live in Virginia, and we joke on people in West Virginia, so I know it's probably the same thing.
That's good.
So
I'm trying to reach you. Return your CQ, Morten. I don't think you hear me. Maybe
I can probably not hear you. Want to share a screen and we can put that up?
Hang on a second. I see you, Morten. But
how do I do that?
On the bottom, there's a little tab with mute, stop cam settings, and there's one that says percent.
Percent. All right. Yeah. Share screen.
Yep.
I have 2 monitors. Is that going to be a problem?
No, you can just share the window, actually.
Okay. Share screen. Select window. Ah, fantastic. JTDX.
Yep. And
Hello.
I'm gonna pull you up here. Let's see here. That's your waterfall though.
Yeah. How do I change this then?
You gotta click stop screen and then find the window again.
All right. I'll give it another go. Share screen. Share screen.
Yeah. I'm doing a QSO with you now. I think. I'm just gonna. Let's see here. I'm gonna find the right window.
Yeah. Oh, minus 25. That's I think I'm sharing the right window now. I think so. If you want to try and
yeah, you're sharing the right window. We can show yours.
Oh,
and you can hear a lot of nice DX though.
Yeah, there is a lot of DX. 15 was amazing.
I heard Angola on 15 earlier.
Yeah, I heard Angola on 12, but I wasn't getting out on 12 earlier. And I can see that you didn't hear my.
Hey! We did it.
Yeah, we did it. We're done.
So
I
now
really
you can say
like-
all the best in 73, ciao ciao, and all that good stuff because you did it.
Yeah.
Actually,
You
I
can
think
actually send free text.
That's
Uh,
true.
you, you can do it, but it's not it's not good behavior on FD8, is it? Kjetil?
Well,
No, and
that
it's
leads me to another question: FT8 versus FT4. What do you get more? I don't want to say rag to, but you know what I mean. Where you talk a little bit more. Which one is? Are they kind of just the same, or where can you actually converse a little bit?
neither of those.
Neither.
Yeah.
You could use JS8 call, but there's not really anyone on there, at least when I've tried it. And you could use var.ac. That's Windows only if you don't like to tinker a lot with your Linux or Macs to get it running.
Right.
There's a new mode, free data. I've done a video on it. There's not really any people on there, so yet. I think PSK or Ready would be good modes to start.
Yeah, I switched over to sending on FT4 now. But and that's basically a lot quicker. So you have half of the TX time because you use twice the bandwidth.
So doing a PODA, if you want to get a lot of context in a short time, FT4 is preferred, at least for me.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw in the chat there someone said it's faster. So yeah.
And it's less crowded usually.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you want to get that rare DX, it's usually a better chance to get it on FT4 because it's less people using it.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
What's your offset on FT4, Kjetil?
I'm just trying to reply to a guy, but I can switch to, I think 2000 is relatively free here. So you can see here, I can manually input the frequency here, and then I can send it to the TX as well to make them simple. So now I'm basically waiting an entire cycle to see if there's any traffic on that frequency, just like same as you're always waiting for a free TX frequency. So just moving it down, and this looks very clear. So I can try calling.
Yeah.
I did spot myself. I'm sending in the first slot, by the way. I did spot myself as a POTA location, and the POTA cluster will keep track of me as I move through the digimodes and change the frequency as long as I'm picked up somewhere.
Cool.
So it will know that I changed from FT4 or FT8 to FT4.
And that's actually pretty neat when you're doing a POTA and you switch around and you don't need to keep track of the spotting.
Yeah, and I'm sending now CQ POTA, which is like you can send, I think it's 4 or 5 extra characters with every message, and that's about it of free text you can send.
Right.
Yeah.
I tried, but you don't hear me.
Have you guys done any contesting, FT8 contesting? Do you ever do that? I mean, that seems like that would be really fun.
I did the ARL FT8 contest last year, and that was a lot of fun. And then it goes really fast. People usually skip sending 73 when they do that, just to keep it as fast as possible.
Right.
And that was a lot of fun. And I've been on what's that FT8 contest that TO and Ham Radio Dude had? FT8 off. I wasn't there a couple of times and did that. And they had a really nice multiplier scheme because they counted DX as other countries. So for me, I could score a lot of multipliers on that contest.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. I got it.
We got, Tobias and I got a QSO now on 20 meters FT4.
Yeah, thank
That
you.
was fun. Yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
I switched to neither of you up here, actually.
I switched to 40. Yeah, go ahead.
I got a Victor Echo calling me as well.
Oh, that's nice.
So, yeah. When you see that they're doing like fox hunting or whatever it's called,
Fox
then
and Hound.
Fox and Hound, then there's one station and they can reply to like 4 or 5 at the same time. So it's lots of people calling them offset, and then going back. I got a guy in the same grid as me. That's nice.
Yeah, why not
Ground
try
wave.
Jay's 8 call? Let me try to start that.
Yeah, I'm going to check if I got Jay's 8 call.
Are we going to try Jay's 8 call? That would be fun, actually.
You guys can start that. I'm going to download Jay's 8 call. So give me a quick minute here. So
Jay's 8 call was called FT8 call before, but they had to change the name because it's not FT8. But it is really nice, and it would be great if it was used a lot, because you have a lot of integrations with WinLink, with APRS, and lots of other things.
it's a really good mode. It's just underused.
Yeah, and you can use ultra wide mode there, which is insanely fast.
Something I'm really interested in. Morton and I talked about this. I actually bought a transceiver just for it. I bought the RS918 because it had free DV on it. Because I wish a good voice type digital would work. I've heard some pretty negative things. I have not made it. I tried. I know To did a stream one time and he was free DV. I couldn't get through to him. It was impossible.
Yeah.
What do you guys think of that?
I tried that on a stream last year, and I tried to have a QSO with PC4AD Anton, and we tried on FreeDV, couldn't hear each other, and then we went to sideband and had 5.9 both ways.
Wow.
and it doesn't really save any bandwidth either, so it's digital for the sake of digital, and I can't really make that work that good.
Right.
I've been doing a little bit of C4FM fusion on 10 meters, and that's actually great fun.
Okay, now that sounds like me right there. That sounds like me. C4FM. I'm going to look into that.
Yeah. Then you need a Yaesu radio though.
Well, that doesn't sound like me.
or you can try it over PMR radios.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just for the fun of it.
WinLink over license-free radios. That was a good video.
Yeah. Tobias, I'm also on Jay's 8 call now. See if you can try calling. I think 40 would be better for that.
Okay, I'm calling CQ now on 20.
Okay.
But I have not used it in a while, so I might make a pig 0 out of it.
I just got to set mine up, though.
That brings up a good question. Watching you guys, see, another newbie. All right, if you're going to leave 20 and go to 40, can you announce QRV, or do you just get off and go?
I don't think you can announce it, but 2 nanoseconds later, Ham Alert will alert everybody else, I think.
Yeah.
That's what's the good with auto tracking in the POTA cluster, that it will, as long as you're picked up, I think, on PSK report on that network, you will be spotted. And usually that's like within 10 seconds.
Okay,
or
maybe
whatever.
I should try 40. It's.
I'm not seeing anything here.
Yeah.
We're trying 40?
Yep.
Let's see. I just got to get everything set up here, and I'm not really sure which is right or not. So.
You will know the feeling I had the evening we tried free DV or free data.
Free data, yeah.
Free data, yeah. That was a rush. We used VHF repeaters, and we used Facebook chat, and we used I don't know what we tried before I got it working. We managed actually to land a QSO in the end.
And now we're back to what we talked about, Tobias, before we started the stream, finding the right sound cards. And you had a good solution on naming your sound cards for what they actually are.
Exactly. I renamed everything though that I know, like this is the audio input from the IC705 or to the IC705 and so on, because it gets very, very quickly out of control. If you have 2 rigs plus an audio interface plus one of these wireless microphones, and then you have a complete confusing mess.
So
I
let's
can
see.
quickly share that, how that
I'm
looks.
on.
Let me see.
I just gotta reorganize my window so I actually can see what's happening here. Doesn't look like it's decoding here though. On that might be because I'm on the wrong frequency.
Did you get my message, Bob?
It's like I do that every once in a while. I'll be on SSB and I'll be on the wrong band and I'll have a lower side band instead of this. Why am I not getting through it?
See,
Same
it
deal.
doesn't look like I'm picking up anything here on 4. Oh, there we go. There's something here. Let's see here.
I can hear at least beacons from Kjetil, but what did you send, Kjetil?
Hello.
I did not receive that. I'm trying to message you. Are you getting this? Question mark. Yeah.
Doesn't look like I'm able to share your screen now yet. I can see it on the little window in my producer's window here, but
I can try to share again.
No,
yeah.
I didn't in fact get it. Did you get my reply, Kjetil?
No, because I started sending.
Oh.
And there's something you got to turn on heartbeat somewhere, don't you?
Yeah, try sending again, and try if you go up to mode and set it to JS8 fast. That's a lot faster.
Hang on, I'll just if you wanna, I'll just try and share the screen so you can actually see how that allow. If you show my screen now, Morten, you can.
I can do that. I'm deep into configuring things here, so
I can just describe it in the center middle, the thing with the yellow background. You can see that Kjetil sent me a hello, and I sent him back an "Are you getting this?" And the last message there is auto-generated, I think, from a German station. He's asking how copy.
Yeah, and you can send, for example, a grid message. I'll be sending one for you now, and that will automatically trigger you to send me your grid.
Ooh, yes.
Yes.
And I mean,
yes,
this is the perfect example of no one really using JS8 call because there's a lot going on there now.
And I'm getting a message from Bert here. Oscar November 3 Juliet Kilo. And he's sending me this in fast mode.
So I'm going to try to figure out how to forward the logging to Ham Radio Deluxe here. Doesn't look like it's got the same settings as WSJTX here, so I'm going to leave that for now. But do any of you guys remember where to turn on the heartbeat function?
It's the very left button where it says HB.
Oh.
Yeah, but you got to turn it on somewhere because I don't have it right now.
You have to turn on TX as well in the upper right.
And enable. Yeah, I found it. It was on the remote. There's enable heartbeat networking. So I'm going to try to send a heartbeat, and I'm back on the FD8 frequency actually.
I got a message from Oscar November 3 Bravo Juliet Kilo, which is in the chat here as well. Can hear him plus 02 on wide. Sadly, for some reason, I can't share this with this screen. It was just flickering.
When I try to put your screen up, it just says remove.
Yeah, I can try sharing again.
No, I'm sorry, it's not your screen. It's LB5JJ's screen, and William can hear you there, Bob. So
anyone knows William's call sign?
No, I think it's Mike something. I think it's in Scotland.
Yeah, because I can't see it here. I'll try. Yeah, I can try and do a CQ. See what happens. I'm not used to this. It's been 6 months since the last time I tried JS8.
Yeah,
call. I think it's a good idea, but it's just the problem is there's no one on, as you say. It gets boring.
But you can see now I'm sending with 10 seconds interval. You can go to 7.5 seconds if you have if you're running 100 whiskey, and then it's really quick. It's not real time, but it's fast.
And I see that ON3 BJK says, love the live stream here.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hello.
I have no idea what I'm doing, but I'm having fun, so that's the point.
That's why Morton brought me on board, because I'm the one that doesn't understand. You know what I mean? So
Okay.
I think that's the amateur of amateur radio, isn't it?
that's right.
Exactly.
Right. But
You have to embrace it.
Me being here moves everybody above me in the table. So you're number 4 if you don't know what you're doing.
And if you watch my Digimode Monday series, Walt, there's a lot of not knowing what we're doing there.
That's
When we're
what it's
trying
all
out
about, though.
all
That's what
kind
it's
of
all about.
Digimodes. And I tried to reply to your call there, Tobias.
Okay, let's
But
see.
it was something about the JC8 call not being valid for Parks on the Air, from what I understood.
Yeah, I think it was my K at MRD that said that when he was on my live stream, and I think that was because you're able to relay messages.
Yeah, you can actually store messages to somebody in somebody else's system. It would be very interesting to look at this from an IT security point of view, because, like, as somebody pointed out, computer security hasn't been a very high priority within the radio community.
No, that's way on. Williams 2 Mike 0 Whiskey Hotel November.
2 Mike 0. Let's see. No, I can't see it anywhere here. I'm trying to message Tobias, see if that works. But
I think I'm having a QSO with Tobias at the moment.
Really? I'm not. Here we go. I see. I see LB5JJ. I don't see you, Morten.
At least you sent me you sent me my signal report though, -9, and I replied to your
that was
signal
me.
noise
Okay.
region -11.
That was me that sent it. me.
Yeah, that was you.
I don't think I should reply in the heartbeat section of the.
No, and actually, if you
Yeah.
see the orange and green sections there, Walt.
Yes.
Yeah, the orange ones are the heartbeat section, where you're supposed to send the heartbeats, and the green one is where you have your QSOs.
Okay, got you.
I was not aware of this. You live and learn.
This is awesome. I'm loving this already.
Let's see
Yeah.
here. So I mean, this is a lot of fun, and I see that Bird says he learned it all through Digimode Mondays, and
I'm going to change my channel to Coastal Waves and FT8. It's coming.
I can tell you.
Yeah,
this
but you
about-
already see how JS8 call is much more fun than FT8, right?
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, we're laughing at least.
Yeah, the thing is though, I've tried making FD8 videos, and it's really hard work making FD8 videos something that people really want to watch.
Well, I'll tell you. I'll be honest with you. I went out CW one time. Was going to make a video, and I'm horrible at CW. I'm getting there, but and then about 20 minutes in, I'm like, no, this is not going to work. No one wants to watch somebody going do 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 do. It's like,
Well, you need to do like Red Summit does subtitles on the CW.
oh yeah, I do. I tell you, I watch almost all of his videos. His K4 SWL Thomas. I love his videos, but I think I'm hardcore, and that's why. You know what I mean? There's a lot of hardcore people that enjoy that. I just like to see his setup and where he's at. He's not too far.
I must
from
say
me.
the Kia that I slapped together a few weeks ago, it's still going with the 2 batteries here. It has been running since a month, basically. So the power consumption was not as bad as I initially thought.
So that is you're just slapping something together?
Yeah, I made a video about it. Basically, there was already a project. It's called Tiny 85 CW Kia.
Yeah, we lost. I think we lost Kjetil here. I think he ran out of battery on something.
It sounded like the Norwegian
Okay.
Air Force was flying over him too there for a minute. So they might took
He's
him out.
He's close to an airport though, but not a lot of Air Force there. I think it's mainly helicopters going out to the North Sea to the oil rigs.
I have that problem when I'm out. If you guys watch my videos, when right there across the street from where I live, we have the U.S. Coast Guard and the U.S. Navy use the harbor. They can't fly over land, so when they go into the base, they fly right over where I'm at. I mean, I've had some great QSOs when I'm out filming a video. I'm like talking. I'm talking to somebody in Africa, and it's like I can't put this in the video. It's like, this isn't going to work.
I have the same issue here. It's right by my house. There's a hospital, so there's a landing pad for the huge helicopters on top of that landing pad. They fly in at 3 a.m. and it wakes the entire house. It's
right. I've learned where I live at. I hear it so much now that I sleep right through it. But there's some that come over, the big U.S. Navy helicopters. They rattle the pictures on the wall when they come over. It's just. But you get used to it after a while, sleep right through it.
Yeah, there's an air base a little bit north of here. And when they tested the F-35s, when they arrived in Norway, they had touch and goes at that airstrip. And there's a car charging station at the end of the airstrip. And, okay.
Who's
Is that me? Let's...
what's that?
I don't know. I'm going to try.
That was an F-35 pilot flying over, Ward. That's what.
That was actually, I think that was, no, Kjetil muted himself at the same time. So, charging cars with the F-35s doing touch and goes there. It was, the entire car just shook.
Yeah.
They were about 50 meters above the car when they took off.
Can you hear me or FD8 now?
I can hear you now.
Oh, good. I had to switch laptop.
And
we have SAR Queen helicopters close to here, where I usually operate on the beach, on the Jærstranda. And there's lots of North Sea helicopters going in. And when they go directly over me, it's just roaring with sound.
Yeah, and those are actually search and rescue helicopters that the Norwegian government bought that are too powerful to land at most of our hospitals.
Wow.
They just generate too much wind. And
I flew in a U.S. Navy helicopter into Beirut in the 80s. We went into Beirut, and you, when you're riding in one of those things, you can scream at the top of your lungs and you cannot hear your own scream. That's how loud it is being on the inside of one of those. So, and, these guys, I know guys that were helicopter pilots and crew members are probably all deaf right now. They're loud.
So since you casually just flew into Beirut in the 80s, I guess you were a Marine then.
No, I was working for the U.S. government.
Just to get back on subject here, Bert says another great tool to talk about with FD8 is Grid Tracker, and it absolutely is. I'm going to see if I can figure this JS8 call thing going. So I'm going to go back on FD8 here, and let's get Grid Tracker up and show how that looks. I don't know, shit. If you share your entire screen, that'd probably be easier than me sharing a window. If you have Grid Tracker up and running.
You're muted, Kjetil.
He's not. He doesn't move at all. So I'm gonna try to show Grid Tracker, and I guess Williams
this laptop can't handle that much.
William is actually probably checking what's above you. There's a medical helicopter over Randaberg, and that's not too far from you, is it, Kjetil?
Yeah.
So I'm going to show the Grid Tracker.
I'm a bit south of it.
Yeah, I'm going to try to show both screens of Grid Tracker here in two separate occasions here. first part of Grid Tracker is this map. And that basically shows where you've had QSOs.
Okay.
And if you see those little dotted lines, those are QSOs you can hear going on.
Right.
And you're currently showing everything in your log, right? So you can switch it to show either what's in the log, people you talked with before, or only the ones you can see online at the moment. Like
Yeah,
that.
I can do. Now it's live, so these are the ones I can see.
Can you zoom in and like see in areas with that, or is it just an overall?
You can. I just gotta put my mouse in the right window and not what I'm showing.
Oh, okay,
on,
cool.
So this is what I can hear on 40 meters right now.
Okay.
And then
like
there's. I'm going to show the other window here as well. Let's see here. And that's just a list of stations you hear, where they are, who they're talking to, the grid. And then you can sort it if you're chasing someone. If you see here, I'm on live band and mode. So that's what I can hear in FD8. And you can see the station's calling CQ here. And actually, there was Switzerland was showed earlier. Let's see if we can find that. And you can see the highlighted countries here are countries that I don't have in the log on 40 meter FD8. Same with the grid squares here.
Cool.
And if you should have a beam and a rotor, it also tells you where to point your beam.
Wow, that's cool. That's something I've really been trying to do. You know, me being a portable on the beach vertical guy all the time. I mean, if you, Morton, you know, you see my latest videos. I've really been experimenting on directional, signals. So I like that. That's really cool. So even though you don't have a beam, if you went out, let's say you've been operating for a while, and then you went out and moved your end-fed half wave 90 degrees around or whatever, you would start noticing really directionally where your antenna. Me being an antenna guy, I'm going to ask this: like, you can kind of see where you're getting at with that antenna.
Yeah, and you can use FD8 or let's say just Whisper actually to plot out where you're heard and the directionality of your antenna.
Yeah.
I usually just call CQ on FD8 for a couple of minutes, and then I can kind of see what happens. And both my 10 meter and 6 meter beams, you can really see where your antenna's pointed from there.
Cool.
Especially on 6 meters.
And if you want to filter it more, usually, for example, I can send with Lima Bravo for Foxtrot Hotel or /portable, and then you can see like the different antennas.
Right.
Yeah.
Because you can filter on that in PSK Reporter. But you also see that information with the azimuth inside of WSTX. It's on the bottom below the frequency. So it tells you the distance and the grid of the other person.
Let's put that up here. So let's see here. Share screen, and there we go. And I should probably go back to calling some CQ, so if I can find a free spot. But you can see the azimuth and the distance here to R3 MBB.
Yeah.
And 40 is actually just as crowded on FD8 as it is on sideband.
All right, here's another question. Let's say you work ZL and VK. How do you know if you're short path or long path?
You don't.
Okay.
If you don't have a beam.
Right.
Same as any other mode. You don't really know.
But there's no way that, let's just say I'm talking to VK4XX or I make a QSO with him on FT8. Is there any way you can just put in like LP or SP or whatever to where he's beaming, where you're beaming? That when you're making that QSO, can you let each other know which way?
No, you can't.
Okay.
You do that by email afterwards.
Yeah.
Okay.
You look him up on QRZ and email him.
Email. Okay, cool. There's just I'm sorry if these questions are dumb. It's just what.
No, those questions are great because half the time we just press buttons and don't really know what we're doing.
We pretend we know what we're doing, though.
Yeah.
But there is a critical aspect to FD8 though. It's not just pushing buttons. If you can see here, you got the incoming audio level, and that's about where it should be now. It's green. and I've set mine to pick up automatically, Bob. So you didn't get picked up now. And the other one is the outgoing level, and you can just check that on your radio so you don't trigger the ALC to try to stay as clean as possible on the signal. And that actually helps. So tuning audio levels is a big part of doing FT8.
Right.
Yeah, and at least if you're running this on a Siege radio, it will differ a lot if you're in the bottom of the band or on top. Like if you're on sending on 500 hertz or kilohertz, or if it's 2000.
Yeah, if you don't use split mode though. If you split mode, it'll stay on center frequency.
Yeah.
I never use split mode though, but that's the trick of getting around it. And actually, what I miss on the 7300 that I use now compared to the Yaesu radios with the external Digimode interfaces, the physical potentiometers to just adjust the volume in and out.
Yeah. I have an issue now, which I usually have when I'm doing this portable, is that somebody has started calling CQ to me, and they can't hear me back, so they just keep calling. And the auto sequencing here, that will just continue replying to them forever. So like I have to turn off auto sequencing because somebody has tried to call me like 10, 15, 20 times in a row.
Yeah.
So if you are calling a portable station, then please respect them and don't call CQ 20 times. If they haven't heard you, they won't.
And it says, Bert says, it doesn't matter how old your radio is. He's doing FT8 on a Kenwood TS930. And it doesn't, as long as you got a way of getting audio in and out of your radio. You can do digimodes. But newer rigs just makes it simpler.
Yeah, you can do it with Vox as well. I did that with G90. So just audio in and out. It's a bit more delay, but it still works.
The good old G90.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I think we just finished another QSO. Yeah?
Yeah, we did.
That's,
and got a bit of a pile up. And I saw that the creation station couldn't hear me. So, and actually, if I can do this quick enough, I'll switch back to Grid Tracker now to show you, Walt.
Okay.
Hey, the cat is visiting. Say hello.
Hello, Kitty.
Hey!
Hello, cat.
Hey, Kitty. Let's. I'm just struggling to find the right window here. And you can see here that I'm having the QSO here with the Russian station.
Cool. This would be around Moscow, around that area. Cool.
And someone's in my grid having a QSO with someone in Italy.
Yeah, so it's very typical that you're doubling with someone here.
Yeah, that usually happens. I mean, it's crowded and you can't really hear everyone. So,
if you look at that too, you can see kind of the like on that curve of the gray line there. Notice how the purple dots all about. All right, I'll just say it looks like on the thing. So about 25 millimeters back, they're all together. You can see the wave.
Yeah.
The wave bouncing as far as where you're getting and where your skip zone, I guess is what I should say. It's pretty cool.
And FT8 is actually really good on 12 meters. 12 meters is a good FT8 band.
Yeah, it's funny you say that. 17. A lot of times, like 17, I can spin down to like 18.10, and you hear all the FT8, and you come up listening, and there's no SSB going on at all. It's kind of yeah.
So, and let's see, what are you on there, Tobias? That's not FT8.
No, that's FLDigi, and I just switched to CW, to make Günther happy. No, just kidding. I'm trying to,
I love it.
I mean, it's all digital, right? It's ones and zeros.
Yeah.
Right.
So you're doing CW with a keyboard right now.
I just try to.
You don't have to
listen,
that if you don't
right?
want to.
Yeah, I'm still learning. It's. I had to do the CW test when I got my license. Made it on the second attempt, and then I haven't used it for 20 years, so it's all gone. Well, not all, but need to train up speed and stamina.
You're the one that had his license the longest of us, and
yeah, for sure.
I'm a COVID ham, so, and you're as well, Bob, aren't you?
Yes.
We learned CW or Morse code in Scouts, but that was with flashlights. So that's not directly transferable.
Well, probably not 60 words per minute then.
Yeah, but you're probably a good straight key guy. Then you can just like go at it. Boom, 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 boom.
Just for fun, you know what this is?
I'm gonna put you up in the large screen.
It looks.
It looks like a guitar pedal.
Yeah, it looks disgusting, but basically that was a RTTY interface for the Commodore C64 that I built ages ago.
Cool.
I think even before I got license, I hooked it up to a CB radio, and then we did, teletyping. C64 to C64. It was great fun.
Oh, that is awesome.
I love that. That's great story.
Yeah,
I've been known to like check out 27.555 every once in a while myself.
And Neil's here. MI7 NCZ joined from IO64, and MI, that's Northern Ireland, isn't it?
Yeah,
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Bert. When speaking of Ready, I got to pull up Bert's website here. Show his Ready decoder. Let's see if I can remember his website.
I actually use the TTY at work. The 3D design system we have, that they have a teletype interface mode still.
So you use a standard teletype?
No, you can use any kind of serial console to do it, but they also have a graphical interface. But still, it's fun to see. You can hook it up to your radio and send a 3D model.
So,
are you allowed to though?
No.
And I'm gonna.
Ooh.
So, and the amazing thing, I'm gonna go down and just show the picture here. I mean, that's ready for you on an old black and white Sony CRT monitor.
That's awesome.
Gorgeous.
It's just fantastic.
Ooh, I want one.
Yeah. Maybe I should try that for the end of the day. Do you know what's RTTY frequency on, I don't know, 40?
I don't know. Last time I tried Ready was I did a live stream with Tio, with Steve, where we tried to figure out how to use Ready on the X6100, and neither of us actually made it work. I think Steve got one QSO, but that was by pure luck.
Somebody watching the stream is what it was, I'm sure.
Yeah,
I've had done a lot of RTTY ones. I used to do with the contests a few years back. But that was of course with kilowatts.
There's a lot of there's a lot of contests going on Ready. So and Bert found that on a secondhand website, and that's those things are the best when people don't know what they're selling.
Yeah. It's like going to Walmart in Norfolk, right, Morton?
Yeah. Where you can get a $70 Bluetooth speaker for $4 in the bargain bin.
That's right.
So I guess we're getting close to the hour mark here, though. This has really gone by fast. So perhaps, Tobias, what's going on your channel the next couple of weeks?
Yeah, I have a vacation coming up, so there's a chance to make some new videos. I also want to get hold of the ferrite cores that Colin came up with, the big fat chunky ones. I have my eye open on both, DigiKey and Mauser. So as soon as they get in stock, I have to order a few and see if I can reproduce the great results that Morton had. M0 OCX. Sorry, that
Yeah.
was the wrong name. And what
So-
else? Yeah, everything is here a bit on hold because I had some problems with craftsmen replacing water pipes and leaks and so on. So, my nerves were a bit on edge, and I did not spend so much time on ham radio as I wanted.
The
But,
joy
yeah.
of the joy of being a homeowner. That's what my dad told me once.
Exactly, yeah, that's it. Full-time work, and then the house, and then whatever time is left goes into ham radio.
Yeah, I know the feeling. And Walt, what's going on with you?
Well, I've been playing with random wire antennas. So I've got a video that's going to come out this week. It was funny. I got a comment when I did a video last week about when I used two different antennas, an end-fed half-wave and a random wire. And one of my comments was, it's not a random wire if you measure it. And I was like, oh, wow. I was like, I've got to do what's the smoking ape said? I had to put on my splaining glasses. I got to do some splaining. So my next video, I'm going to be doing some splaining about random wire antennas and that, and that. So got that going on. I actually made some really cool QSOs. I made a QSO to North Dakota and one back over to West Virginia with a random wire antenna that I've had built here and in the yard. So I'm going to put that together. After that, I don't know. I come over here with a bunch of ideas, and then I always change my mind. So I'm going to play around. I'm going to see. I want to get out portable while I'm here. I brought some 10-meter small mobile antennas in the suitcase that I want to go out. I got a mag mount. I'm going to go down to the waterfront and maybe go activate POTA or what have you. So I just want to say to you guys, thank you so much. I'm the guy here to learn, and I've learned a lot tonight. Actually, this is really great. I know I asked a lot of crazy questions, but I want to thank all four of you guys for the education. I also like to thank all four of you guys for speaking English tonight because I'm the only native English speaker here. But I always yeah.
Ham radio YouTube doesn't really work in any other language because there's just not enough viewers. And speaking of the mag mount, Walt, you showed me a picture of your rental car in Poland with a glass roof. How do mag mounts work on a glass roof?
We're going to find out. I got a little bit of metal behind it. I'm going to put it on the back part. The cool thing is I can just open up that roof and run the coax right into the car. But I don't know how good the ground plane, the counter on the ground below the antenna is going to be. We'll see. That'll be part of the experiment. We'll figure it out. But I'll figure it out from there. But so that's what I've got going on, and I'm going to be here until the end of June. So maybe if I can go find me a inexpensive. I can't take my company laptop and operate digital with it, but I might find something here. I might start playing around with that while I'm here because it is something that I want to. I love all radio. I love everything from AM broadcast radio in the States to shortwave to. I love it all, and I kind of want to educate myself to every part of it, and that's what I do. I really do appreciate you guys a whole lot. This has been wonderful. So, and like I said, joking on the English thing, I do. Once again, Morton knows I do speak a little Swedish. Jag amerikan, men jag talar lite svenska. Så jag förstår svenska, men jag talar inte så bra. But anyway,
that's about as my German though. My daughter's taking German in school, so I had to brush up on my German a little bit lately. Kjetil, what's going on your channel?
I released a video from the 17th of May, or our Constitutional Day, at triple reference activation earlier today, and I spent the last weekend at my cabin. So I have a long video coming up with a lot of boating. I did a lot of boating and POTA from beaches around the lake there.
Wow, that sounds like me.
You did 3 POTAs in a day, didn't you, by boat?
Yes, I did. So that was really nice. So that's basically it. I rarely plan very much about this. Just for the fun of it.
Neither do I, but I usually have at least 5 videos in line for publishing. So I film when I have time, and sometimes I film 3 or 4 videos a day and then put them just up there for release. And Bob, congratulations on the first Norwegian Poda Kilo Award.
Thank you.
You beat a couple of guys over on the other side of the screen. Do that.
That's awesome. Congrats.
Thank you so much. Yeah, that was fun.
And for everyone that hasn't checked out Bob's blog, it's lb5jj.no. So check that out, and check out these guys' channels over here. They're all linked down below, I think. But I mean, the Kilo Award, it was you started late, but you made up for it by persistence and hard work.
Hard to compete with insanity, I think. So that's
yeah.
And I'm noticing that I'm kind of want to operate Poda from somewhere else now, but I got a competitive mindset, so I want to be the second one to get that Kilo Award in Norway. And speaking of that, I got 3 Poda videos coming out next week. One inspired by Tim, Golf 5 Tango Mike. I filmed that video, edited it, and he put out pretty much the same video once I was done editing it. But it's coming out. it's with a wire antenna on a mag mount on top of my car, 20-meter wire antenna with a mag mount. Worked relatively good. Had some strange SWR issues, but I'll smoothen those out and see. And then I took my 7300 out doing a Poda to try to get some contacts, and it actually seems like 100 watts got something for it. It works a little bit better. And then there's a video about the new MX-P50 amplifier that I just got this weekend, also coming out next week. So those are the 3 videos next week. And I'll be diving into those and an ATU-100 in the time coming, and see what it's like on the inside, and if there are any improvements to be made.
I built an ATU-100, so we can chat about it if you want.
Yeah, I bought an ATU-100.
Okay.
I bought it used, so I bought one new a couple of years ago, and that one actually rattled on the inside when I opened the package, and I opened it, and I had lots of loose nuts and bolts on the inside, and didn't really work at all. It worked a little bit, but not consistently. This one actually seemed to be working halfway decent, except for the internal battery not lasting very long. So I got to figure out some way to power it from 12 volts.
Yeah, I think it's not non-latching relays by default, so it eats a bit of power. Yeah, it works very well, but it is a bit slow because it has no memory. So it tunes every time you change the band, basically.
Yeah. So, but it's pretty much the cheapest tuner you can get, and it works.
Right, I'm using it right now, so no complaints.
And it's not as fast and as smooth as my LDG tuner in the shack, but for portable use, it works fine. And since the MX-P50 amp doesn't have any SWR protection, I need a tuner just to be sure.
Yeah.
So I guess
just finished activation here, so I got 10 in the log for Poda. So another one.
Yeah.
Closer.
Congratulations.
While on stream, that's pretty good.
Getting close to the third Oasis activator, or 20 activations for me.
I think we need to come up with some new competition to keep me interested. Something hard, something that's going to take a few months. That'd be fun.
I actually just want to do Poda for fun the next coming months.
Yeah, why not? I miss going up mountains. I've been lagging behind on that, so I'm going to do a lot more summits. I know.
And Bert's got a suggestion. First to 5,000 contacts, and I'm not in there yet.
You should do Mountain Goat instead. That's easy for you guys.
And Bert's hearing ready, so I guess he's using his old terminal there to get that working. But anyway,
no, that was me. I quickly checked if something came out, but Yeah, there's just nobody on there. That's the problem.
But thanks for being on. This has been an awesome stream. It's been really great. I was kind of wondering how 5 people on stream would work, but it worked pretty well. So thank you for being on, and to all the viewers and people in the chat, thank you for participating. And
thanks for having us, Morten.
Yeah,
absolutely.
We got to do this. We got to do this again and see what happens. So we'll stay in touch. And until next time, 7-3.
7-3. Hey, Dor.
Bye.
And